You've been putting in the hours. You've been showing up, doing the work, staying consistent, and somehow you're still standing in the same spot you were a year ago. That's not a talent problem. And I want to show you exactly why. And more importantly, what to do about it. Here's what this video is about. You've hit a plateau. And if you're in the gym, learning a language, playing an instrument, or grinding at a sport, the feeling is the same everywhere. You're working, but you're not growing. Most people assume that just means they need to work harder or put in more hours. But there's a specific reason why that doesn't fix anything. And by the end of this, you'll understand what's actually going on and the one shift that changes everything. And I'll save the most important part for last because it's the piece almost nobody realizes they're missing. So, let's start with something that might sting a little. There's a name for what you're experiencing. Writer and memory champion Joshua Foer calls it the OK plateau, the point where you've automated a skill enough to stop improving. And here's the thing, it has nothing to do with how hard you're working. You can work hard for a very long time without getting better, not because you're lazy or untalented, but because you're confusing regular practice with deliberate practice. Think about that for a second. You're not lazy. You never were. You're just practicing in a way that stopped working a while ago, and nobody told you. After roughly 50 hours of practice in any skill, the frequency of big mistakes drops to a very low level, even without sustained attention. That's when most people switch off and go on autopilot. And it's that transition to mindless automation that signals the beginning of the end of the ability to improve. So, your practice sessions didn't disappear. They just turned into maintenance. Regular practice is maintenance. Deliberate practice is growth. And without realizing it, you crossed from one to the other a long time ago. That's the OK plateau. That's where you've been living. Now here's where it gets interesting. And this is the part I told you I'd save. One of the clearest plateau triggers is when your practice moves into your comfort zone. This happens not because you chose it, but because your skill has caught up with your environment. Your brain stopped being challenged, so it stopped adapting. Your brain has stopped questioning whether the approach is the best approach. You're fast enough, it works, and the friction has dropped to nearly zero. That zero friction is the start of the plateau trap. And here's what makes this sneaky. The person stuck in a plateau usually hasn't stopped practicing. They're coding every day, they're reading, but they're reading about the same things, thinking about the same problems, and practicing the same workflows they've already internalized. The effort is high, it feels productive, but the needle isn't moving. Be honest with yourself right now. When was the last time your practice session actually made you uncomfortable? So, what do you actually do about it? This is the fix, and it's simpler than you'd expect. Deliberate practice is a method developed by psychologist Anders Ericsson that focuses on specific skill improvement through targeted effort, immediate feedback, and working at the edge of your current ability. Not beyond your ability. Not so hard you fall apart. Right at the edge. The place that's uncomfortable but manageable. Heavy enough to make you think, but not so heavy it crushes you. Playing through your favorite songs on guitar is regular practice. Isolating the chord transition, you keep fumbling and drilling it for 20 minutes, is deliberate practice. See the difference? One feels good. One feels hard. One keeps you comfortable. One keeps you growing. And the research backs this up in a real way. Properly designed deliberate practice can produce approximately 3 to 5 times faster skill development compared to conventional practice approaches. Not a little faster. 3 to 5 times. The same amount of time, radically different results, just because of how you structure the work. Ericsson's research identifies 5 core elements: specific and measurable goals, targeting a defined skill, full concentration during the session, immediate feedback on performance, operating at the edge of the comfort zone, and deliberately developing mental representations. You don't need all 5 perfected on day 1, but you need to stop practicing on autopilot, and you need to start pushing into the territory that makes you slow down and think. Now, here's the part that ties it all together. And this is the mega loop I opened at the start. The reason most people never break the plateau isn't lack of effort. Learning plateaus are often the reason people quit. But hitting a plateau is actually a good sign. It means you've been on track up to this point. The plateau isn't a wall, it's a signal. It's your skill telling you, the current method got me here, and now it needs to evolve. A plateau is almost never a ceiling, and treating it as one is the single most expensive misread in skill development. The flat stretch on the curve is where structural maturation happens. Your brain is still working behind the scenes, but it needs new input to keep building. So go back to your practice, not with more hours, with more intention. Find the thing that's slightly too hard, the vocabulary set you keep avoiding, the weight you keep skipping, the passage on the instrument that makes your fingers fumble. Go there. Stay there.